Hi everyone, I'm Nunskis, and I'm either sorry or you're welcome for what we're going to do today. So for the past few months, I've been watching some streamers play Disney Dreamlight Valley. Really big game, looks like a lot of fun. Something I wouldn't play myself, but is really fun to watch, and I kind of hang out with everybody, laugh at the weird things the characters do. In particular, Goofy. Goofy does some interesting things in the game. And in one community that led to us coming up with memes of Goofy in a Goofy Kardashian, which I had Photoshop open while watching that stream. It was said. I looked over at Photoshop, the gears started turning, and here we are. And it just continued on from there. I did like Norman Bates with the shower scene from Psycho, had Naruto. Most recently we did Friday the 13th on stream. I just kind of created a Goofy cinematic universe, just about. And the other day on stream, my community and I came up with a list of more things to try, and I'm gonna pick some of them, and we're just gonna do them today. I think I really want to do Resident Evil 4, Star Wars, Goof Force, and Home Alone. Maybe Wizard of Oz, if there's enough time. Resident Evil 4, I'm gonna try the old cover and the new. I don't know if it's the cover, like the promo material. But we're gonna try both. Yeah, so let's jump into it here. This is the head I've got for Goofy. It was the screen cap. I meticulously cut out. Still a little rough around the edges, but it's fine. It's fine. This is the original file was the Kim Kardashian. Oh, there's a something there. There we go. This is the head with it blended, the color and everything, and then we have that as the original. I just come back to. Yep. A little big. There's that in. Actually, keep it like that. The bottom layer is not as detailed, so what we're gonna do is a little trick here. One of my favorite tricks. We're gonna select that and just a little bit of the poster. We'll come up to Edit Content Aware Fill. So what we'll do is read the image, and wherever you tell it with this green brush, you can take pieces away. You can add to it. It'll read that and generate that into the empty space, and kind of helps you fill out space a little bit if you need in little spots. Not always most perfect, but it looks like in this case it works really well. We can hit apply and look at it. I think it's gonna be, you can see in the preview it's a little off right here. The branches like getting cut off. But that's something we can't fix. It puts onto a new layer. What you do is just Control E, or you can right click, merge down. Now it's all one layer. J for our heal brush. Best friend if you're doing anything. Spot healing brush. Bring it down a little bit. What I'm gonna do is just click on that a little bit. Let's get rid of the piece that's cut off. So now it's a little more natural looking. Brush in right there. Cool, looks good. This isn't gonna be the focus down here anyways, so come back to here. We'll just make sure we're on that layer, copy it, and paste. And there we go, new layer. Always, if you're gonna be editing anything, messing with anything, duplicate it, Control J, duplicate that layer, hide the original. I'll duplicate Goofy also, just so we have the original on here in case I need to start over. I'm going to flip them. So Control T to transform, right click, flip horizontal, boom, enter to accept the transformation. And I'll bring them down a bit. Okay, let me get a closer look at this. What also makes this like hard, but also I feel like funnier, is he has no neck, right? Just because the way of Goofy's character model is really hard to get the neck, and when I did, it was just, it's so just like pencil thin. It looked more wrong, but not in a funny way when I did these, so I just chopped his neck off. And then that was just the base of his head on all these characters and people. You can get it to fit like that. If you hold control when you're transforming a layer, hold control and click on the corner, you can change the perspective of it a little bit. So what we're gonna do is try to like turn him a little bit, kind of match Leon's head. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. It's not so comedically large. I think this is the angle. Oh Lord. Okay. So come back to our poster layer here. Go back to our spot healing, and you really just go for it. You just kind of see what works. Play with it a little bit. Maybe bring this brush down a bit. Start above where we want to take away, just so the Photoshop has something to read off of, and then brush down onto what we want to get rid of. Doesn't work. Control Z to undo it. That worked. That worked. Okay. And we'll get Leon's hair back here. That makes it a little toying sometimes. What we can also do here, let's hide that. It's this chunk of hair that's messing us up. Here's a stamp tool. So you hit S, get your stamp tool, or cloning tool, I guess. Yes, I know. Okay, so you hold Alt, you click anywhere that you want to clone. It's like just this space. It's gonna be behind Goofy anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we're gonna source this space, and when we brush, that cursor, the plus sign, shows what you're currently cloning. And as you brush down, it'll go down and around with you, match your brush strokes so that you're cloning everything. And ta-da, that piece is gone. Wait, J for spot healing. I just want to get rid of that, just personal preference. And we'll put Goofy back. Ta-da. I'm gonna get rid of this also. That's on Goofy. That's on me for bad cutting. There we go. Just give him a little trim on the snowels there. And Control 0. I'll go back to full screen, take a look. God, that's... it's something. Okay, so Leon's got like this beige, kind of just like dull, almost like unsaturated color palette going on, but everything else has like this blue to it. I kind of want to add that to Goofy. I feel like it'd blend in a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do, we'll make a new layer. We'll hit G, takes you to your paint bucket or your gradient tool. If you right click on these tools, more will pop up. Usually, we'll hit gradient. We're gonna want a radial gradient up here. White to nothing. What we're gonna do is, I want to keep the white, so we'll switch that, put our white to the back, hit I. I brings up the eyedropper tool, we'll sample, go back to this poster layer, we'll sample right about here. There we go. You can hit X, or you can come over just these little arrows, click, that swaps your foreground background colors. We'll hit G, go back to our gradient layer. I don't name my layers, I'm very bad about that. Name your layers, like for example, right click. That's not it. I don't even know how to. See, you double click the name and gradient. See, I don't even know how to rename layers. Hey, I didn't graduate college, all right? I was a graphic design major, but I didn't graduate, so. We'll come back up here, go to basics. The first in basics is always your foreground to background, which is what we want. Or you can just hit reverse over here and it'll switch them, but okay, so that's this gradient's above the Goofy layer, so we'll just scroll up a little bit, give ourselves some room. Start there, hold shift so you go in a straight line. Like you can't deviate from a straight line if you're holding shift. You click and drag, let's see what that does. That might work, but it covers the whole thing. So what we're gonna do, we right click the gradient, go to create clipping mask. And what that does is apply whatever you've done to the layer below, and that's it. Just the confines of the contents of the layer below. So click it. Now that gradient's only affecting Goofy's head. The thing about gradients is we have that gradient on that layer. If we do it, click and drag again, it'll write over the previous gradient. So we'll just try that. I'll try a little bit more out. Almost, I think like up to here. I think I like that. Okay. And you just kind of play. I like playing with the blending modes. Just to, this is fun to go through, honestly. Sometimes you find some interesting things to like make note of, or something that may work for what you're wanting. I just think it's interesting to go through. Like, I kind of like, yeah, I figure usually you go for color. Usually color is what works best. It looks good already, but we can go a little bit further here. Actually, oh no, what if, okay, bear with me. Photoshop, please. Sometimes if you mess with your blending tool, you'll see because the box will be highlighted. And for whatever reason, if you use a keyboard shortcut, it won't work because it's trying to find an input in here instead of everywhere else. So you have to manually go to a tool, click it, that should get rid of it. There we go. That's what we can do. Let's hide that for now. We can go one step further to make this a little more accurate, and we'll sample Leon here, sample that color, go back to Goofy. God. Make a new layer. It's gonna auto clip to it just because the layer above is a clipping mask. Get our brush, soft brush probably. And we're just gonna take Leon's skin color and paint that on the Goofy. We'll see if that works. Okay, that looks terrible. I will try color again. Yeah. Oh wait, that was saturation. Color. Oh, that's perfect. Put the gradient back on. I think what I need to do is we'll select the brush, skin color brush layer like that. Oh, it went off canvas a little bit. Come back to gradient, come back, we'll make a layer mask. Except it's the wrong way. It's covered the gradient on everything except what we selected. So we'll come over here to properties, come down, invert. There we go. Now the gradient's affecting everything except the skin color layer. I think it's a little too strong, so we're gonna hit opacity on the skin color layer and just slowly bring it down. Oop, too far. Oh, too far. Something like that. Last thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take all these again because this is how I want it, but I'm gonna change it a little bit because I need to merge them. But if we mess up, once they're merged, there's no really fixing much. So we'll select all three of those, Control J, duplicate. So we have these highlighted, we'll hit Control E. That'll merge the selected layers. So now all these three that we just did, we can hide, are on one layer. And this is important because I'm going to, first off, I'm going to move them just a little bit more. And now we're going to, zoom in a little bit here. Move him down here right above the poster layer, hit Control E again to merge him onto that layer. So now we can take I'm gonna take the spot healing brush, just kind of touch up around right there. I'm gonna take the smudge tool, bring the strength down a lot. Zoom in a little bit more. bring our brush down a bit. Just kind of smudge along the edges, just to kind of blend it in a little bit. I'm not looking for perfect here. This is just a fun little meme exercise, but there we have it. Goofy starring in Resident Evil 4. This first one I went through pretty slow and talked a lot through it. Just want to kind of give you all an idea because Photoshop, any Adobe program really, I know scares a lot of people. It can seem daunting, but the thing is, especially, I've been saying this a lot for people learning Premiere in video editing, is yeah, it's daunting. It's not as hard as you think. It's mainly finding everything. If you can think of something to do, like, oh, I want to do this, you can do it. You don't have to stop and question, oh, is that possible? How would I do that? Blah, blah. You can't do it. It's just a matter of finding everything. There's so many different tools, so many different things you can do. I've been doing graphic design since I was in like 8th grade. I was a kid discovering GIMP and making silly little stuff for a forum site. I'm still learning brand new stuff constantly. There's so much you can do. And there's so many tutorials out there. There's, long in-depth tutorials. There's quick 2-minute things. It's like, go here, go here, go here. Boom, you're done. Let's kind of talk through it. Maybe it can help out some of you that are getting into graphic design or struggle with Photoshop a little bit. From here on out, I'm just gonna, and for the sake of time of the video, just kind of go right through them. I may not talk through the steps as much, but okay. So for the next Resident Evil, we're gonna do, I guess, yeah, I'll leave it 1024, 1024. Why not? Boop, put that in perfect. Here's the Resident Evil 4 remake that's coming out soon. I'm gonna get rid of this layer. Come back. Trusty old Goofashian. Copy the original head, paste it on here to see what we're working with. Duplicate the layers. Ta-da. Done. Okay. This might actually be a little easier because Leon's got like this coat on with a big fur collar, so we can kind of like tuck Goofy into that, so I don't think the weird neck cutoff will look quite as bad. And I'm really glad people really seem to enjoy these, like the community I share them in. Like everyone, anytime some joke is made, especially about Goofy, they're just like, "Hey Austin, do you have Photoshop open?" And I'm like, God damn it, I had the right duo, or I'm just like, I'm already opening it. Here we go again. They're fun, and in a way, oddly enough, get me to practice like some like core design principles and even learn some, because I'm mainly self-taught. My colleges did not teach me anything. Community college, I mean, our teacher didn't even know really how to use the Adobe programs. He mainly just taught us the history of graphic design and art. And in college, I'm pretty vocal about how awful my college experience was, class-wise. I had 2 good teachers, but they weren't the classes where I was to learn things. It was like, oh, you already know how to do everything. We're doing big projects. So the teacher, the ones I was supposed to learn things from, did not care. They had their biases, let's say. I also didn't have, I took art 1 through 4 in high school, but we didn't have like graphic design or anything. It was very small, like country area I'm from. The only graphic design stuff was yearbook, and I did not get to be on that. Even though I was the only one in like all of high school that was messing around in Photoshop and working on design stuff, trying to learn. Yeah, I wasn't in Photoshop, or I wasn't in yearbook, and it's very, very apparent when you look through my high school yearbook that no one knew what they were doing in there. Nice people that were there, like some of my classmates, nice people. Man, the yearbooks suck. Man. It's killed me ever since my freshman year of high school. But my classmates in college, I lived in bigger cities, went to bigger schools that had graphic design classes or programs, clubs, or like they got to use it in art class, all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I just kind of did my own thing in college and just kind of kept teaching myself. I also worked for my college in the sustainability office as a graphic designer and a ton more things I ended up doing, but I was one of like 3 people in my class that had a job on campus. Yeah, so I thought that meant something at least. Oh, and I guess, hi, YouTube. Just the first video I've done in 2023, I think. Oops. I guess I uploaded the late night talk shows, but yeah, I guess I haven't actually recorded this year yet, so hey. How's it going? Hope everyone's had a good start to the year. We can call it here. I think I'm gonna call it here. Remake is done. So we'll check that off. I'm gonna add plus remake. And done. For better or for worse. Okay, here we go with Star Wars. This is episode 4, A New Hope. Shouldn't be too hard, right? It's a really cool poster. Sorry, I'm about to ruin it. See. Oh, his hat's so goddamn big. Be like that. Oh my god, it's perfect already. Okay, so what I'll do, come in here. Zoom in nice and tight. Let's see. What's showing that we need to get rid of? A little bit of his hair right there. I don't know if it's much to worry about though. Get a nice small healing brush here. I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be so small, but I think it'll be okay. Adjust this a little bit because his neck is right here. Adjust this a little, we'll tilt it back. Something like that. There we go. That I do want to get rid of. How much is that? Not much. So we can go to our stamp tool. It's still sourcing from Resident Evil 4. It's like the very light blue, like almost white. We'll source that. We'll just carefully paint down through here. Source again. There we go. Goofy back in. Perfect. Spot healing. Yeah, that works a little bit better than it was. We'll take that. We'll add a mask onto Goofy layer. Hide it. Get our quick select. Oop. You have to bring it down up here. Let's kind of grab his arm. Bring Goofy back. Click onto the mask. Paint it black. Make it disappear. Said to make it disappear. I also missed the other hand here. What you can also do is just the layer you're trying to mask, turn the opacity way down so you can see through it a little bit. And then on a layer mask, you just kind of paint where you need it to be. Bring the opacity back up. Ta-da! There we go. There it is. Okay, that's better. Really just the hat. Everything else is fine. I mean, we can just leave it like that, but we can do more. If there's anything you need to know about me, it's I always commit to the bit, and I commit 1000%. Reminder, I have a talk show. We'll grab... what's the lighting like? I'm really bad with lighting, so it's something like doing these have really helped me like learn and figure out is lighting, shading, and stuff. I'm terrible at art with my hands, like drawing and painting and stuff. So I never fully grasped lighting and everything, and I feel like it's even harder in Photoshop. There's a lot more control to it, but there's a lot more different layers and different effects and gradients and all different things you can do. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I think I'll take like the white yellow-ish right about there, and also take the lighter part of his skin, like his chest right there. Switch back. Goofy back. And we'll try a gradient map. We go down here, or you can go to adjustments. Here, gradient map. And that's everything. So remember, we are clipping mask. I don't know if that's going to be right, so we'll hit reverse. That's probably a little more accurate. Color, I don't think it's going to be our friend here. Maybe overlay. Soft light. Actually, soft light may work the best. Control O or Control 0 to zoom all the way out. I like it. I like that. So we'll come in here. Duplicate what we did with Goofy, merge that layer, bring it down to merge it onto the poster, spot heal, and just blend them in here. Again, it's so small I can't really notice, but I'll know. I'll always know. So there we go. Goof Wars. So the video's gone on pretty long. I took a little bit longer on some of those than I wanted to. So I cut you a deal. If you really like this, you thought this was fun, I'll do another one of these videos. We'll get to Home Alone and Witch of Oz and maybe some others. I looked into them, and it's gonna take a little bit of time just because of just the nature of those posters. I think I really like doing the movie posters better. It's just they're more iconic. And it helps because one of the things I want to do is once I have enough built up, I want to do a mock-up of like a movie theater or something that has like the big posters on the walls, and it'll be lined with Goofy posters we've done. I want to make like an in-game style poster with all the different Goofy characters we've created sometime. It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, if you liked it, just YouTube, do all the YouTube thing, to like, to share, the kind of everything. If you would like, I'd appreciate it. You know, everyone says it, but truly it does help videos get out onto the YouTube platform for others to see. If you want to see more of these, I do these live too sometimes. Usually like on a Friday, we'll hang out and just chat, talk about our week, plans for the weekend while I'm in Photoshop messing around. We'll probably knock out a few more of those ideas over there as well. So the link down below is a Beacons link. So you click that, you can find all of my socials, all of my everything. I'm everywhere on the internet. I really appreciate you all hanging out and going through this journey with me. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.